They begin in Mali, where rival armed groups in the northern part of the country have agreed to the return of a state governor to the desert city of Kidal. Governor Sidi Mohamed Ag Ichrach returns for the first time in years as part of a ceasefire deal signed on Wednesday after weeks of fighting. The truce was signed among fighters drawn mostly from competing Tuareg clans involved in remote desert battles since July that have killed dozens. The clashes have undermined a Western-backed peace process in the country and complicated efforts to counter Qaeda-linked militants.
We
always have a sense of hope. We hope that after the truce, things will go in a positive direction. We have discussed the fundamental problems and not the problems of principles, and we can now move on to a real reconciliation and a document that deals with the problem and its substance and in a definitive way.
These brothers have reached a compromise to stop hostilities. The document, entitled Observance of a Truce, demonstrates this goodwill. I know it's easier to make war than to make peace. I believe that if they have agreed to initial this document, they have also agreed to make peace.
For more on this, we're joined by CGTN's Liling Tan in New York. Liling, the UN and Mali's government helped broker the deal. Is the UN convinced this time round peace will prevail in northern Mali?
I wouldn't go so far to say that the UN is convinced, but it does appear to be quite hopeful that peace could prevail from this ceasefire and that the ceasefire may lead to something more lasting. Now, the UN mission in Mali, known as MINUSMA, along with the Mali government, did play a key role in brokering this arrangement. And as Mohamed Saleh Anadif, the UN envoy to Mali and head of MINUSMA, has indicated, he is hopeful about this new development. Now, what's particularly promising about this arrangement, about this agreement, is that the two groups have agreed to a timeline to put in place the terms of that key peace accord signed in 2015. So the hope is that if this ceasefire does hold, it could pave the way for peace.
Now, the UN mission is itself a target of the Islamists. What measures have been put in place to ensure better protection for its personnel?
Certainly, the UN mission there has been targeted by Islamists on almost a weekly basis. It is quite an easy target just by the sheer size of that contingent, more than 14,000 peacekeeping and civilian personnel at that mission. And it has become, for some time now, the UN's deadliest mission in the world. Now, apart from putting in place stronger measures to be more prepared for attacks and to be more vigilant, it is also it could also get some reprieve from the Sahel, the G5 Sahel force that's being deployed to Mali at this time as a broader measure to help control or manage the security situation.
All right, Liling Tan in New York, thank you for joining us.